Welcome to the very first episode of Beyond the Story. I wanted to create a podcast. So I started already in Romanian. And then I was thinking, why not coming in my group with my beautiful people here and let them know what it is this about. So this is a place where we look beyond what happened and explore the stories we've been telling ourselves because of what happened. Healing doesn't always begin when life changes. Sometimes healing begins when the story changes. And I want to start with one simple question that I'm going to ask you every episode. I will do it. It's a question that has the power to change the way you see yourself. This is the question. Are you truly live your life, or are you living a story you no longer realize you are telling yourself? Think about it. Think for one moment. Not the facts, not the events, the story. Because facts and stories are not the same thing. A fact is something that happened. A story is the meaning we have to, it's the meaning we gave to what happened. And that meaning becomes the lens through which see ourselves, other people, relationships, love, success, and even our future. Now let me tell you about my story, because for many, many years I believed the story that said my voice wasn't heard, my voice didn't matter. Just notice what I just said. It wasn't a fact. The fact was, there were moments in my life when I was not heard. It wasn't a fact. That was the fact, actually. The story became, my voice don't matter. That was the story that I was telling in my head. And without realizing it, I carried that story all along my life until I became a grown up. Because I stayed quiet, I doubted myself, I questioned my word. And not because it was true, but because I believed that story. And maybe your story is different. I don't know. Each of us has different stories. Maybe your story says, I will always get abandoned, or I'm not enough. I can't trust everyone. I am a failure. I'm not lovable. Just listen carefully when I say those, because they are not facts. They are stories. Stories that often begin in moments of pain and continue long, long after the pain is over. And one of the most powerful realizations on my own journey healing was the understanding that our past gives us experiences. Our mind gives those experiences meaning, and that meaning becomes our story. And sometimes the story hurts us for longer than the original experience ever did. Think about it. Just imagine, you're carrying around a heavy backpack for years. for years. And one day someone asks you, why are you carrying that? And you say, because I've always carried it. And then they ask, what if you put that backpack down? Because most people, listen, most people don't even realize they have a choice, because that backpack has become part of their identity. And our stories work exactly the same way. After enough years, we stop saying, this is my story. We start saying, this is who I am. And that changes everything. So today, I want to invite you into a different possibility. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? And I heard this question so many times. Pause a little bit and ask yourself, what story have I been believing? Because the moment we question our story, we stop being controlled by it. And then ask this, who would I be without that story? Not without my past, not without my experiences, but without the meaning I attached to them. Because maybe you are far more free than you realize. Maybe the person you've been looking for has been waiting on the other side of the story. Yeah. And I want in every episode to leave you with a reflection. I'd like you to answer a question, not now, not immediately, no. You can carry with you all this week and answer it and let the answer come out. This week's reflection is, what story have I been telling myself that I've mistaken for the truth? Think about, write it down and think about. Will come, the answer will come. And I want to give you each week, every episode, I want to give you a practice, a reset practice, I call it, the week reset practice. I like to give you a simple yet very powerful tool. Because awareness creates possibilities, but practice creates change. Now, take a journal, draw one line in the middle of the page. On the left, write facts. On the right side, write my story. Now, sit with yourself and think of one painful memory, one situation that still carries emotional weight. On the left side, write only the facts. Just imagine a video camera was recording. What could the camera actually see or hear? That's the fact. Write it on the left page under the facts. With no interpretation, no judgment, no emotions, only the facts. What you really see in that memory, in that situation. Then, on the right side, write the story you have been caring about those facts. Maybe when that situation happened, you felt and you told yourself, it must be something wrong with me. I am not enough. I've always been abandoned on I can't trust people, I don't matter. And if those feel familiar, you are not alone. I felt the same. And when you are finished to write, ask yourself one final question. You can answer vocally, or you can write it down. Is this story absolutely true, or is it simply the meaning I've been carrying? You might be surprised by the answer. And if today's episode resonates with you, I'd love to hear from you. Share one insight, one realization, or one story you read you are ready to question. And not because you have to. No, you don't have to. But because sometimes the moment we give words to our stories, it begins to lose its power. And your courage to share might become someone else's permission to begin healing. And by the way, I always read all the comments. And next week we'll explore something that shapes almost every decision we make without even realizing it. The next episode will be called The Invisible Rules We Learned as Children. We will discover how the silent rules we learned growing up continue to influence our relationships, our confidence, our boundaries, and the life we create today. And I can't wait to explore it with you. And remember, awareness opens doors. Practice is what allows us to walk through it. But embodiment is the moment the lesson becomes part of who we are. One story, one insight, one reset at a time. Until next time, next week, take care of yourself. Be curious always. Be compassionate, and remember, there is a story behind the story. I'm Virginia Ross, and I thank you for spending this time with me. I will see you next week. Thank you, Natalia, for being here with me all along the episode. See you next time. Bye-bye. Now let's finish.